Hi all, welcome to Free License class. Today we are going to study a topic from embryology, that is cleavage. Okay, this is very important if you are preparing for competitive exams. Okay, so let's move into the topic. So what is cleavage? You know that a zygote divides to form a multicellular organism. So during this development, what happens is that the unicellular zygote is divided into numerous cells so that a rapid mitotic division is taking place here. So the cleavage is a series of a rapid cell division without a growth that divides the embryo into smaller cells. And the cell formed as a result is known as blastomeres. Okay, so what is cleavage? Now you can say that it is a series of rapid cell division, mitotic division. Without growth means there is no increase in the cytoplasmic content. That is one cell that divides into two without increase in the cytoplasmic content. Okay, so the cytoplasmic volume of the embryo does not increase. The enormous volume of the zygotic cytoplasm is divided into two or into smaller ones. That means when division is going on, the size of the blastomere will gradually decrease. That is, the blastomere first form will be bigger, but later it will become smaller and smaller because the cytoplasmic content is not increasing. Okay, and one thing is that as the cleavage proceeds, the number of blastomeres increases and they are closely packed without any space in between. And they form like a mulberry fruit. This solid mass will form like a mulberry fruit. At that stage, we call this morula stage. Okay. After morula, again stages or again divisions will take place and we will call it blastula. There are several stages in the dividing embryo. Okay. So let's discuss some of the characteristic of cleavage. So in cleavage, we can see repeated mitotic division. And during this cleavage, the cell number get increased, but the size get decreased. Okay, so there is no increase in the cytoplasmic content, but the size of the nucleus will remain same and it will not decrease during cleavage. Okay, size of the nucleus remains same. So what happens here? The nuclear cytoplasm will increase to maintain the size of the nucleus. Okay, so always remember that cytoplasmic content will not increase, but nuclear cytoplasm will increase to maintain the size of the nucleus. So the size of the nucleus in all blastomere is same, although the size of blastomeres varies. Okay, and the rate of the cleavage depend upon the amount of distribution of yolk in a particular embryo. So if you go through different species, you can say that some species need a more amount of yolk, some need a little. So the cleavage have a higher rate in the embryo which have less content of yolk. Okay, if the amount of yolk increases, the rate of cleavage decreases. Okay, let's look on the planes of cleavage. Okay, what is planes of cleavage? Planes of cleavage means how this cleavage is going to happen in a zygote. Okay, so there are four planes of cleavage that are occurring in animals: the meridional plane, vertical plane, equatorial plane, and latitudinal plane. Always remember that if a cleavage is going to happen, first a depression will appear like this. After that, this depression will move inward and meet each other so that they can bisect at this point and make two equal sized blastomeres or two unequal sized blastomeres. So wherever a cleavage is going to occur, you can see a depression, and this depression is known as cleavage furrow. Okay, so this is the animal pole region of the zygote, and this is the vegetal pole region of the zygote. So if you cut this zygote in this plane, you can say that this is the blastomere with animal pole, and this is the blastomere with vegetal pole. Okay, so let's discuss about the other planes of cleavage. Okay, so the first one is meridional plane of cleavage. In meridional plane, the cleavage is taking place from animal pole to vegetal pole, and it is passing through the center so that you will get two equal sized blastomeres. An example is first and second cleavage divisions of frog. Okay, let's move into the second plane of the cleavage. Okay, so it is vertical plane. If your zygote or if your embryo is going to divide like this, here you can see that it is again passing from animal pole region to vegetal pole region. But the difference is that it is not passing through the center. It is not passing through the exact center. So what happens? You will get an unequal sized blastomeres. Okay, not one, two unequal sized blastomeres. If it is going to happen here, same. You will get two unequal sized blastomeres. Okay, let's look on to the third one. And the example for this vertical plane is the third cleavage furrow of chick. Okay, the first example for the meridional plane is a first and second cleavage of the frog. Then vertical plane example is third cleavage furrow of the chick, and we are looking into the equatorial plane. Equatorial plane means here in this type of plane, the zygote will be bisected equally, that is the two blastomeres will remain in equal size, but the difference is that one of the blastomere only have animal pole and one will have vegetal pole. Okay, so in this plane it bisects the zygote through the equator and half this cell into two. We get equal sized blastomeres, but the content is different, that is one half animal pole and one half vegetal pole. Okay, so this is happening in the third cleavage furrow of frog. Okay, third cleavage furrow of frog or third cleavage of frog. Next, about latitudinal plane. In latitudinal plane, the cleavage plane again bisect the blastomere on either side of the equatorial plane. Okay, and it will cleave by the latitudinal. We can say that it cleaves by latitudinally. This plane passes through one side of the equatorial plane and parallel to it. So it is known as a transverse or horizontal plane, and example for this is fifth furrow of frog or fifth cleavage of the frog. Okay, so this is all about planes of cleavage, and we are going to the next type of cleavage, that is types of cleavage, which is very important. So this is very important that the cleavage is divided into two types: holoblastic cleavage and meroblastic cleavage. Okay, so in holoblastic cleavage, the embryo will completely bisect into two, or the egg will completely bisect into two, that is a complete cleavage will happen. And we can again divide this holoblastic cleavage into two, that is holoblastic equal cleavage and holoblastic unequal cleavage. Holoblastic equal cleavage means the cleavage furrow completely bisect the egg, resulting in the production of equal sized blastomeres. Okay, so we have seen that in meridional plane of cleavage, we will get equal sized blastomeres. Then in equatorial plane of cleavage, also we can see that we will get equal sized blastomeres, but here the content is different because one is having the animal pole and one is having the vegetal pole. But the size of blastomere remains same and the cleavage is happening completely. It divides the egg into two. So such type of cleavage we can call it as holoblastic equal cleavage. That is, cleavage is complete and it will bisect into two cell or a two cell with equal size. Okay. And what about holoblastic unequal cleavage? Again same, the egg will bisect into two, or we can bisect the egg into two unequal sized blastomere. We get two unequal sized blastomere. So here it is the egg. So if you go for a vertical plane, you will get unequal sized blastomere. If you again go for a latitudinal plane, you will get an unequal sized blastomere. So like that, you will get unequal sized blastomeres. Okay. So this is the holoblastic unequal cleavage. An example for holoblastic equal cleavage is amphioxis. So what is the peculiarity of amphioxis? This is having a microlecital or isolecital egg. It means it have a less amount of yolk, so that the cleavage will be equal, result in equal sized blastomere. Okay. What about holoblastic unequal cleavage? Example is frog. Okay. It is seen in microlecital or telolecital eggs. Micro or telolecital eggs means the yolk distribution is different in animal pod as well as in vegetal pod. So it will result in unequal cleavage. Okay. Let's move into the next type of cleavage, that is meroblastic cleavage. Here it is incomplete cleavage. Incomplete cleavage means cleavage is not happening in the whole egg, or it is happening in some place or in specific place only. So if it is happening in a small region or in a cytoplasmic region where the content of yolk is very less, then we can call it as the discoidal cleavage. Okay. So if it is an egg and here you can see that here the yolk content is very less, so that the cleavage is happening in the cytoplasm of the egg, then we can call it as a discoidal type of cleavage. And in the case of insect, they have centrolecital eggs and the division will take place only in the peripheral cytoplasm, and such type of cleavage is known as superficial cleavage, and there is no cleavage happening inside the egg. Only at the peripheral cytoplasm the division is taking place, the cleavage is taking place. Such type of cleavage is known as superficial cleavage. Okay. So the example for discoidal cleavage are reptiles and birds, and here it is insects. Okay, so now we completed the types of cleavage and planes of cleavage. Now we can go for patterns of cleavage. Okay, so what is pattern of cleavage? This is mainly based on the geometrical pattern of the furrow. Geometrical pattern means how this egg is going to be divided in which way. For example, the first one, the radial cleavage. You can see in this picture, the first two cleavage is happening in a meridional plane. So, first division is taking place in a meridional way. You know that meridional cleavage means from animal pole to vegetal pole and divides the embryo into two equal halves. So, like that, first two division will take place in the meridional cleavage. After that, an equatorial cleavage will takes place. So after first, this is the cross sectional view. So you will get 4 cells after the 2 meridional cleavage, like that. Here you can see this is your egg. It is divided into 2 and you will get like this, 2 equal sized embryo. Again after the division, this again divides into 2, this again divides 2. So you will get 4 cells like this. And if you cut to show the cross sectional view, you will look like this. Okay, so you will get 4 cells, and if you cleave next cleavage by equatorial plane, then this type of cleavage is known as radial cleavage. So again this will carry out, that is first 2 cleavage will be meridional, then equatorial, again first 2 will be meridional, again equatorial, like that. You will get this type of arrangement. Hence we call this as a radial cleavage. Okay. So let's move into the next type of cleavage, that is bilateral cleavage. So what is bilateral cleavage? In bilateral cleavage, this embryo is going to divide or going to cleave this embryo only in meridional plane. Only meridional cleavage is happening in this type of cleavage. So the first cleavage will take place. You will get 2. Again cleavage will happen. You will get 4 cell. Again cleavage will happen. So what happens? Again you will get 8 cell. Remember that after every cleavage the size of blastomere will decrease. Hence you will get this type of appearance. Hence we call it as a bilateral cleavage. Okay, let's look into the next type of cleavage. So I have forgot to say about the examples. This radial cleavage is seen in the sea urchin. Okay, example is sea urchin. And about bilateral cleavage, here you can see that this type of cleavage is seen in the tunicates. Okay, tunicates. I'm sorry, I will write it soon. You can see this type of cleavage in tunicates. Okay. Next about spiral cleavage. Spiral cleavage is mainly seen in Planocera, then annelids. You know that shell coiling in snail, etc. So annelids, mollusk, etc. are the example of spiral cleavage. And in spiral cleavage, what happens is that you can see in this picture. Here the blastomere is slightly moving. So a small rotational movement of cell apart around the egg axis leading to the displacement of mitotic spindle. So this mitotic spindle becomes obliquely arranged. And the first 2 cleavage furrow are meridional and pass at the right angle to one another. And the third is a latitudinal cleavage. Because of the oblique position of the spindle, cytoplasmic division occur obliquely rather than horizontally. As a result, micromeres are pinched off towards the right or left of the macromeres, and the upper cells come light to the junction of the lower cells rather than over them. So thus positioning of micromeres is spirally twisted. Hence we call it as a spiral cleavage. So here you can see that in this cell, as due to the rotational movement of the cell, what happens? The mitotic cleavage or the mitotic spindle get displaced and the cleavage will change. So the first 2 will be meridional and third will be latitudinal. So what happens? you will get two unequal sized embryo. One is macromere, which having a large size, and one is micromere, which having a small size. And it is arranged like this. Okay, it is not overlaying on other, but it is just pinched off, and it is seen towards the right or left of the macromeres. Okay. Such type of cleavage is seen in Planocera, annelids, mollusks, etc. If it is taking place in clockwise direction, that is, this rotation is take place in clockwise direction, we will get a dextral type of cleavage. Okay, dextral pattern is seen. Dextral pattern. An example are annelids and mollusks. If it is happening in anti-clockwise direction, then it will be the example for sinistral pattern, and example is Planocera. Okay. Planocera is the example for sinistral pattern of cleavage and also anti-clockwise cleavage. And dextral pattern of cleavage or clockwise cleavage, examples are annelids and mollusk. Next, about rotational cleavage. In this rotational cleavage, here you can see that this I will show some examples that we have discussed. This is about sea urchin. Here you can see the appearance of the cells after cleavage. So a radial appearance will happen, so that we call this type of cleavage radial cleavage. Okay. Then next, about rotational cleavage. It is mainly seen in mammals. This is rotational cleavage. Here what happens is that the first cleavage is a meridional and produces two blastomeres, like you can see in this picture. However, in the second cleavage, which is unique, resulting in unusual arrangement of blastomeres. So here after this cleavage, the blastomere arranged differently. It's uniquely arranged. And in the second cleavage, one of the blastomeres divide meridionally and the other divides equatorially. That is, for example, I will say like this for your understanding. This is the first type of cleavage, that is meridional cleavage. So you will get two embryos, two eggs or two cells. Two cells. So the first cell will undergo equatorial plane of cleavage and the second cell undergo meridional cleavage. Okay, second cell undergo meridional cleavage. So you will get four unequal sized embryo like this. Again, for every cell, again it will happen one meridional cleavage. After that, one equatorial and one meridional cleavage. Likewise, you will get blastomere like this, and this type of appearance is said to be rotational cleavage. It is seen in mammals. Okay, this is all about pattern of cleavage. So we have completed the pattern of cleavage also. Okay, so you can see two different types of cleavage also. That is determinate cleavage, and one is indeterminate cleavage. Okay, determinate cleavage and indeterminate cleavage. In determinate cleavage, actually this type of cleavage is based on the potentiality of the blastomeres for the future embryo. For example, in determinate cleavage, the blastomere is predetermined. That means if you take a blastomere from that embryo, what happens is that this embryo will result in a defective animal, because this have a predetermined nature. That blastomere have a predetermined fate, and if you remove that blastomere, that organ is not developed in that animal. That is, that blastomere is going to be changed into an organ, and if you remove that blastomere, this embryo will result in a defected embryo or defected animal. Such type of cleavage is known as determinate cleavage. So in this type, each blastomere are committed to develop into a special part in the embryo. For example, annelids, mollusks and ascidians. Here, after the cleavage, each of the blastomere is committed to do a function. It have a determined function. Okay, so here its function is already determined. You know that about determination and specification? Determination means the cell is committed to do a function which is irreversible. If you remove that cell, then that organism will be defect in that particular part. Okay. And what about indeterminate cleavage? In indeterminate cleavage, here the blastomere is not determined. Okay. That means each blastomere can develop into whole organism. It is totipotent. If you remove one of the blastomere, there is no problem. The other blastomere will compensate the loss of this blastomere. Hence, there will be no loss of organ or no loss of any part from the embryo. That is, one single blastomere can develop into complete embryo. Here, the fate is not determined in each blastomere. Okay, it is not determined. This type of cleavage is known as indeterminate type of cleavage. Okay, so determinate cleavage is seen in annelids, mollusks and ascidians. Like that, indeterminate cleavage is seen in vertebrate and in some invertebrates such as echinoderms. Okay, so it is seen in all vertebrate and in some invertebrates like sea urchins, that is, echinoderm family. Okay, this is all about different types of cleavage. So we have seen planes of cleavage, types of cleavage and pattern of cleavage, and at last now we have seen this cleavage, type of cleavage based on the potentiality of blastomeres for their future embryo. So if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon so that you will get notification when I upload new videos. Thank you.